What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The O'Reilly Show. And on The O'Reilly Show, we're going to bring you...
You'll be able to get content directly from us student athletes to you, the fans. You're going to be able to engage with us using the comment section below. We've been going through the comments like every single episode, and we plan to do that today. So keep leaving them, keep putting questions, suggestions, or even who you want to see on the show as a guest. Today, we don't have a guest.
No guest today.
But that's okay, because we're going to get into the nitty-gritty. We're going to get vulnerable. We're going to really talk about what happened this weekend, which I don't enjoy or love these types of episodes. I'd love to talk about us winning all day. But, just how are you feeling? I know everyone probably watched Georgia versus Tennessee this weekend. Yeah. We didn't come out with the dub. How are you feeling mentally and physically?
I feel good. Definitely upset we didn't get the win. Definitely upset about that. But, I feel good. I feel like us as a team, we still feel we have a lot to play for.
Oh, yeah,
so,
exactly.
We just came in today, watched the film. You got to watch it, learn from it, and flush it. Just how we flush a W, you got to be able to flush a L. Got to get back to it, got to work. But I feel good. Okay. How you doing, Rob?
I'm good. That actually made me feel better because I was like, ugh, I don't want to have this episode. Yeah. But you feeling good and not down about it. I mean, you can't really be down about it. The season's not over. And with the playoff bracket this year, the chances of getting in, it's everything's up in the air. So you really can't be down. And I feel like a team who gets down at this point of the season off of one loss, it can drag into the rest of the year.
Right.
So,
and, also, I said this before, just you can't allow a loss to beat you more than once. So, this game this weekend against UTEP, this a big game for us.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
You can't allow last weekend against Georgia to beat us this week. So, you just got to flush those. You just got to flush them. But it's tough for sure.
It is tough. But you learn from them. Right. Maybe it was something that you needed to learn that will help you guys in the future of your season. But let's kind of set the scene of the game so people can understand the magnitude of what it felt like. So we ranked 7th going into it. Georgia was ranked 12th. They had 2 losses. We had 1. Kind of the idea was the winner has more of a secure spot in the college football playoffs, specifically for us, because we'd had 1 loss. Hopefully, we plan to win out the rest of the games, the next 2 games. So it would basically secure a spot. Lost, it was 17-31, but it doesn't mean we're out of the playoffs, which is a good thing. Also to add, it was college game day was there. It was a really big rivalry. It was in Georgia. Haven't won in the last 7 meetings. And yeah, like I said, did you feel the intensity of it all week? I mean, when college game day is going, that's the biggest game of the weekend. It's did you feel that intensity throughout the week?
Not necessarily throughout the week. It's a big game. It's Tennessee versus Georgia. Yeah. It's a big game. Everybody, it's gonna be turned. And then you hear about college game day going. Like you said, if college game day there, it's a big game. Everybody's gonna be watching. But the atmosphere, it was crazy. It was good.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, it was
I heard that Georgia hadn't had a home game in 4 weeks because they played away twice and had a bye. So the fans were just itching and eager. Did you feel in higher intensity? You've played at Georgia before. Did you feel a difference between this game and the others?
Yeah, actually. This game wasn't as loud as the other game I played.
In 22 when you played there? Wow.
It was actually louder then, but it was still a great environment. Yeah, it was still it was loud for that game setting. And
I wish I was there. I went to Athens the 22 year, and I was getting barked at a lot. I'll give it to them, but I wish I was there. It looked really, really fun. You guys started out pretty good too.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Yeah, it was a great game. So let's kind of go through it. First quarter, you guys shut them out, score 10 points. At that point, I was watching, I was like, we're rolling, we're moving, this looks good. The next quarter, we get shut out. Or I know they score in the second quarter, going to the half tied up, 17-17.
Right.
What is the talk in the locker room at that point? Because you guys usually tend to come out the locker room and you're better playing in the second half. So I, as a fan, was like, this is exactly what we need. Basically, it's 0-0 ball game. Yeah. So what was kind of that talk going into the halftime?
Really, we was just going into halftime just we where we want to be. We in a position to go take this game and win it. It's in our hands to everything we need to do. And we feel at that time, we had not been playing good ball on our end. We felt we had not been playing that well. So coming out of that, then we were ready. Everybody was ready, but just something that we learned from it. I would say just looking at it, coming out, we gotta get like for defense perspective, like you
Okay.
have to get off the field on third downs, like.
Okay, gotcha. They were a little bit more efficient in that area.
Yeah.
If you look at the numbers, they're kind of even in a lot of the categories, but they were more efficient with third downs.
Yeah.
What were they doing that was like harder than previous games? Because we have the best defensive line in the country, arguably. I'm biased. Best defensive line in the country, but we didn't have any sacks. We didn't have any interceptions, which I know that's more of the secondary, but that means that we're not putting as much pressure on the quarterback. Carson Beck, quarterback, had the game of his life. I think he had 347 yards, 2 touchdowns. He played his best game against the best defensive line in the country. What was so hard about getting to him and putting pressure on him this game?
I would say, Georgia O-line, they were just very well coached. They were very well coached. A lot of the things we were calling different stunts and things on the inside, they were able to just pass them off very easily, but they were very well coached. So a lot of our things wasn't necessarily working for us, but you go to, different, you change it up and it still doesn't work. So you just have to play hard. That's things that you just fight through. And it just, didn't work for us. So
did you have fun this game?
Yeah, it was actually
I was gonna say you focus on having fun a lot. Did you have fun? And then I would say the ratio of fun to frustration. Because if your stunts is what you would say aren't working, how do you still have fun but not get frustrated?
Yeah, it's just they're good players too. You're not gonna win every one-on-one.
Yes.
So it's just more so I gotta win more than he does. So, when you lose a rep or something like that, it's, come back, get it next time. You get a play call that money for you. So it's just you just gotta keep progressing through the game, keep going through the game, filling it out, and it's gonna all click. And it's just, for us in that game, it didn't necessarily click how we wanted to, whereas we didn't get the turnovers we needed, we didn't get the sacks we needed. So that's just as far as a defense, those are things that we can come back and look at and just be these are different makers in the game. You can literally see on the film, just from looking at a game where you don't get turnovers or something, or you do, you can see the difference in the tape. So that's something I could say, just looking at it, you just got to stay focused for real. Especially you don't want to get too frustrated and out of it. And also I will give credit to our team, when things like adversity, how we learn to play through adversity. I would say we kept playing, we kept fighting through adversity. When things weren't going our way, things were going our way in the game, you could see people on the sideline continuing to hype each other up, build, keeping that energy, the good positive composure. So I would say that's good, a good thing from me, being a part of it, just seeing that I feel could benefit us in weeks coming as well.
That composure was needed. I mean, there's going to be people who don't agree, but a lot of Tennessee fans and players notice how hard it was. You were almost playing 2 games in the sense you're playing against the refs and you're playing against Georgia.
Yeah.
That's debatable depending on what you're a fan of.
Right.
But when you guys were getting these calls against you that were really detrimental, they were hurting the team. Was it the talk on the sidelines that kept the composure? Did that ever affect you guys more than just the penalty, or do you think it would be a different ball game?
Yeah, we just feel when playing flags, as far as pre-snap penalties and things like that, those are things that we can control, jumping off sides, different. That's us beating us, hurting ourselves. But just other calls that happens throughout a play or anything like that, whether you agree with it or not, you just kind of got to let it go. You can argue, voice your opinion, argue your statement to the ref, but if it's the call, you just got to agree with it and go. So you can't think too much about it, but those calls, they definitely, they have a part. They play a part of the game for sure.
When you say voice your opinion to the refs, are you angry yelling, or are you ever what did I do and how can I fix it? Do you ever get that chance to talk to refs of
Yeah, so if you're on the field, while a play going on or something, and it's over, you could just talk to the ref real quick right there. On the sideline or something, a timeout, a ref might come over there to the team, tell us something that he see, say if you about to be offsides, he tell you to back up, something like that. So when you come over there, it's come on, ref, just little stuff.
Okay, that's
to the
interesting.
Ref. Yeah.
It's a two-way street. For some reason, I felt like it was don't talk to the refs. I've seen some things, but wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, but it all depends too, because some refs, they won't talk to you. Some
did these refs allow you to
They were talking to it was actually,
come on, man,
yeah,
you're
it was
blowing the
actually
game.
funny. I forgot what call it was, but I was actually talking to the ref. I'm like, come on, just like, what do you mean? Like, explain it to me. Like, just asking him back and forth, like, kind of just debating with him. So, but it don't matter. Like,
yeah, clearly did it. I want to go back on 2 points that we talked about earlier. First off, halftime, when you said we kind of felt like we had it right there. We didn't play our best, but that's where we wanted the game. Do you ever think about if you are in the locker room, kind of a more positive vibe, like this is where we want it? Georgia's also in their locker room having a completely different conversation. They might not think, oh, this is where we want the game. So do you ever talk about, these are the adjustments we're going to make, but go 2 steps further of, okay, we think these are the adjustments they're going to make. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like, it really just depends because, like, we can get adjustments throughout the team, like, peer-to-peer. Like, I can tell Bryson, like, oh, if he says this way, like, let's read it or flip it. Like, and while we out there on the field, like, just talking me to him. And then coaches bring us, like, adjustments, like, from, like, Coach Banks, he sits in a box. He come down, like, he could say, oh, they did this, like, these tendencies in the first half, but, like, in the second half, we could get these, or like just watching watching film or stuff like that. Different tendencies a team might give you in the first half could be different from the second half. So it's just like kind of got to be ready for it, and then you just never know.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. That's
because I know some. Of course, everybody's scheming, like, so you get things that it's gonna look the same, but it's gonna have a little nick to it that's gonna make it look different. It's just having to be able to have the good knowledge of like the formation of everything that's going on to be able to adjust to it.
Okay. That makes sense. Because I was like thinking about going into half 17-17. You guys are on your own thoughts. They're on their own thoughts. And like, it's going to be harder to realize how you can combat their strategy when you're tied. It wasn't like you know what they're going to have to do to fix it. So that was kind of tough. The second point I wanted to go back to is the turnovers. We didn't have a turnover, and our defense has been playing so well. We're getting multiple turnovers a game or even sacks that not only help you with your field position, but also just the momentum of the game. Do you think that there was any struggle or frustration, like I've mentioned, with no turnovers? And to put into like an analogy, in softball, when you're tied 0-0 and nothing's working, sometimes you swing bigger to try and get a bigger hit. Do you feel like you guys did anything assignment-wise where anyone did something more to try and make up for no turnovers, but it ended up hurting, or were you just kind of inching towards a turnover and it never happened?
No, I really like everyone, like, still, like, you know, we speak like on the sideline, like, still turnovers, punch at the ball, like strips, like everything like that. We speaking of that every time, but no one really like went out their way to like, oh, we need a turnover so bad, like I need to not do my job. Like everyone still was doing their job, playing through the scheme. Like we believe in like we need to create turnovers throughout playing our scheme and different things like that. So, but you know, and it's just, I'm sorry, but sometimes like we really felt like we had some turnovers in the game. It's just cause reversed. Cause reversed.
And
but
I understand.
You know, you just gotta still be able to create those turnovers and get them the right way for sure.
Yeah. If you look at the game though, they shut us out the third and the fourth quarter. And I know we're talking a lot about defense, but it's really hard to win when you're not scoring. And as a defense, I know you guys, like, every time I'm like, you guys did so well and you think that you could do more. You only gave up 1 touchdown in the third and 1 in the fourth. So you guys did not play bad. And I hope, I mean, you guys sound like you know you didn't play bad.
At all.
But like, the best part of this is you could see them again and you could learn from it. The playoff system is so open wide right now.
Yeah, it is.
So I'm proud of you guys still. I know you guys have things to learn, and I feel like you learn them for a reason. But we can kind of flip the page on Georgia.
For sure.
Let's talk a little bit about UTEP. I know you said you watched Georgia film and you learned from that. What is there to know about UTEP?
Yeah, we watched a little bit of UTEP. UTEP, they really just want to play with tempo, play fast, and get the ball to their skill guys on the outside. Honestly, they have a decent offensive line. They play hard. They want to try to knock you off the ball, wash you, and we just have to be able to come in ready to play. Honestly,
it's the first game, and like it feels like forever. Which the last time we played in the day, it was the first game of the season, and it's the last game in Neyland of the season. Man, aren't you excited to finally not have to sit in the hotel room all day?
Man, it's gonna be exciting.
You can actually go to dinner with your family after the game.
For real.
And it's senior night, right?
Yeah, it is.
What do you guys do for seniors? Like, it doesn't, not even saying like before the game, do you guys do any like a senior dinner, anything like that for seniors?
Not necessarily, but we have like a little ritual basically where everybody, it's like a senior tackle, basically.
Okay.
So they have like a little tackling dummy, and they put whatever team we playing, like they always have a helmet in the equipment room from the other team. So they'll put it on the tackling dummy, and then like you do whatever. So some people go up there, they do cartwheels, then then tackle it. They go up there, kick it, like so. I don't know.
So when does that happen?
It's usually either Thursday or Friday. One of the two, yeah.
So you get to do your senior tackle.
Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts about what you should do?
Nah, I really don't. At first, last year, I was like, if I come back to school, like I'm gonna learn how to do a cartwheel just for the senior tackle. And like I learned, like I tried to learn for like 2 days. And then I was just like, nah, I'm not.
Well, I feel like that's a good comment for people to drop. What skill or move should O do in his senior tackle?
Give him
some tips what he should do, or what do you want to see
idea, I'll do it. Just let me know so we can see it in the comments.
Me personally, I really want you to do some sort of like flip kick, like some ninja type move, because it would be unexpected from you. Like if you're like bam with your foot.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to cook up something. For sure, I'm gonna have to cook up something.
Okay, so UTEP Saturday, senior night, your last game in Neyland. I guess my question is not to get emotional, but if you were like an 8-year-old kid and you're coming to the game for your first time and he's watching you, number 21, on the D-line, what do you want that little kid to remember from this game, your last one in Neyland?
I want him to see a person just having fun, you know, being out there flying around, just look like a joy in the light, honestly, just having fun, enjoying the moment, being where he at, and just having fun with his teammates, like making plays and just flying around with everybody for real. I feel like, you know, that'll brighten the kids' day.
I do feel like from the outside perspective, you always do look like you're having fun. The whole D-line looks like they're having fun. You guys are either trolling someone across the field, doing dance moves, or in constant communication. But when you're in constant communication, that also feels like fun. Yeah. So you do that. So you basically just have to continue to do it.
It's funny, you know, we be trolling people.
No, you guys are like pointing at people. You guys are like moving all crazy. I know you're trolling people. I know you guys well enough. One special thing that you get to do, though, as a senior is you get to run out the tee by yourself for the last time. What will that mean to you? Your final running out of the tee in Neyland. Actually, there's home playoff games, or isn't there?
Yeah.
I don't know how that works. I guess I have to do some research. But this technically might not be, but let's act like it is. What will that mean to you running through for your final time?
It'll mean a lot. You know, Tennessee has been wonderful. Like being in Knoxville has been amazing. 5 years. So like it's been another home for me. Like it's a cool place. Everybody here is so nice. Like and just being able to know like everything that I put into like just wanting to help the program grow and like just change the culture of the program. Like, I feel like it'll be amazing, like just to run through it. It's a blessing to be in a position to be a part of something like this, just changing, going in the right direction and just keep growing in a program. So it's cool to be a part of it. I'm just happy to be, you know, a part of it. So it'll be a blessing to run out the tee alone.
Yeah. That's so cool. I wish we did something like that when I played. But your class kind of did change the culture here. I hope you guys know that. Like from your first season, I don't know what the record was, but it wasn't 3-7.
I will never forget.
Absolutely. 3-7. And right now we're what, 8-2, which is crazy. After UTEP, we go to Vanderbilt, which we won't have filmed another episode until after Vanderbilt, I believe. But that's basically another home game because Tennessee fans like completely like orange out Vanderbilt Stadium. So we do have another game in Tennessee, not quite like the one we'll have against UTEP. But Vanderbilt is always like one of those sneaky ones. They had that big win against Alabama earlier this year. So the season's far from over, although we're being a little bit emotional and dramatic, as I would say. But what do you think? We should go through some questions to wrap it up?
I say let's do it.
So to wrap up our show, we've been going through some of the questions that you guys, or comments I should say, that you guys have left below our videos, which I read them all, and I know O tries to read them all, but they like genuinely make my day. And after, I'm sure you've had some negative comments on social media or seen them from the game. I feel like this is just the perfect way to wrap it up. Yeah. So, the first one, Big O, it's been a pleasure watching you play, big fella. And that was by Dennis Powers 991.
Thank you.
Ooh, this one, not to toot my own horn. Riley, you are the bomb. These shows are great. Thanks for providing providing the diehard fans true insight to the players' thoughts on each game. We appreciate the hard work from the players and yourself. We couldn't ask for a better representation for Knoxville, Tennessee. Go us.
Who was that?
Oh, Another Man 3671. Thanks, Another Man.
Shout
I appreciate
Another Man.
it. Ooh, someone said gotta get Boo on the show. Boo does have a show on. I did a show with him, so you can check it out. We can try and get him, but he is such a hard hitter lately. Like, he is flying around the field quite literally.
Clicking.
Dennis Powers again said, love my Vols. Mick Carl Knoxville said, love that the players are getting an outlet to promote themselves. Go Big Orange.
Yes, indeed.
That's awesome, though, because, like, think about it. 5 years ago or even 2 years ago, people wouldn't know like the inside of Big O when he's playing. They just know him as the player. So I love that we have the opportunity to like talk about things and all that. Okay. Caleb Davis 4341 said, playoff bound. Speak it into existence. Proud of all the hard work you put in that no one sees. May God be with y'all and keep you safe and remember to give him praise. Much love. Perfect.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow, we're speaking into existence.
Indeed.
We've been doing it the whole year.
We have.
Okay, let's do a few more. Realizing this is Big O's last SEC home game, he's referring to the previous one, is bittersweet. Been watching you, brother. Go do big things. BHJ5235. Oh, we're going to need a comment from him again to say this is O's last game, not last SEC. Okay, let's do last one. Nolan_W_art says, I love the shows. Big O, I'm going to bring you a drawing I did for you to sign after the UTEP game if you see this. Okay, we have to figure out a way for us to find Nolan.
I know exactly who this is.
Oh, you know? Okay.
Yeah, I know exactly who this is.
Perfect.
He does like a lot of drawings like other players.
Okay, well, Nolan_W_art now has the message.
For sure.
And he will find you at the UTEP game.
We're going to get it done, brother.
As always, I wish you the best of luck this week.
Thank you,
I know
Robbie.
you guys are going to learn from the past and just keep on improving. And hopefully next time we're sitting down talking, we're talking about where we're going to play next.
Facts.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.